Okay, what an exciting time to be alive. You're ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons. You've got yourself some miniatures here. If your party is at lower level, I would suggest just get a bunch of, like, plastic animals. Like, I got an ape here. Let's zoom in on that ape. I got an ape right here. It's going to attack that elf right there. As a matter of fact, he's not the only ape that I have, because, lo and behold, I've got apes a-poppin'. And wow, check it out. You're surrounded by plastic apes. Now, where did I get these apes? Well, it doesn't matter where I got them, because of course I can't remember, but I can guarantee you that I got them secondhand, in a bag, collected them from different sets. You know, go to your local thrift store. In Canada, I would recommend Value Village, even though their prices are a little stupid sometimes. Anyway, go to Value Village. Look for a bag of animals. You're probably going to get, you know, 1 or 2 apes in there. You're going to pay like $2, maybe $3 for the, you know, a bag with about this many miniatures in it. You've got a pretty good low-level encounter there. I'd say maybe 3rd level with these characters. Like, you know, just judging from the sheer number of apes we've got going on here. But yeah, that's a nice low-level encounter right there. Then, okay, what about? Got cats. You know, I got lions, mountain lion, or lady lion. I got house cats, giant house cats. How much fun would that be in your D&D game? I got panthers. It doesn't stand up very well. I don't know, look at those rough edges. He looks like it got crapped out of some machine, the last of the batch. Yeah, the edges are all rough and stuff. I mean, you're not looking for quality on these kinds of things. But I mean, some of them are quite impressive, like this guy. That's not bad. I mean, this isn't like, yeah, obviously it's made from a mold, but it's cleaned up pretty well. It's painted fairly well, actually very well. This is just a little kid's toy. And I got like 7 things like this in a bag for $1. Tigers. You know, not enough to make me the Tiger King or anything, but I've got lots of cats. This one's a cheetah or some kind of leopard. And then we have a big fluffy house cat. It's actually the size of a tiger. So, you know, with a little imagination in your Dungeons and Dragons game, why can't you have giant fluffy house cats? I mean, I don't have to live in a house, but, you know. There's a lioness. Oh, I got some bugs here. These ones are cool because you can do giant insects. Like, I mean, when you're first starting out playing D&D and you're trying to put together your insect monster collection, or you're playing a module or whatever, you want something that, hey, there's 2 ant eggs. Well, ant eggs are basically giant insects, right? So pick yourself up a giant roach, or whatever that is. I don't know, beetle of some sort. Got some crazy long antenna. Creepy. Then this guy, I don't know, another type of beetle or something. But I mean, this will stand in for an ant egg. If you played D&D before, especially lower levels or older editions, you would know what an ant egg is. And I got a giant ant, a giant. I only have 1 of these though, and ants don't really hunt solitary. I got a glow-in-the-dark dragonfly, or I think he glows in the dark. I'll find out after I turn the lights off. Not doing that right now. Giant grasshopper. Ooh, grasshopper. Boop. And a fly. I don't know. I might have to paint that guy up. That's pretty low effort on the manufacturer's part to make a fly. Why the fuck would I want a fly this size? I never want to see one. You know, even in like real life, I'd never want to see a fly that big. But I mean, as a D&D character, I sure as crap wouldn't want to see a fly that big. I got snakes. Yeah, snakes are good. I mean, well, they're not necessarily evil. I mean, but snakes are fun to use. Use them with your Yuan Ti encounters. Yuan Ti being the snake people. Anyway, I mean, you can't go wrong with plastic animals. Like, look at this. I've got all kinds of crazy creatures in here. And you don't need them necessarily for combat, right? Like, I mean, you can have your, I want a riding horse. Well, here you go. I should probably, you know, to help them stand up better and stuff, I should probably glue them on a base. You need some, like, NPC animals as well. I mean, they're not NPCs, but they, oh, here's another horse. Yeah, I'm a horse. I'm just a big old stupid horse. Oh, yeah, what you want to hire a camel? I got a camel. You're doing a desert campaign, you got to go explore an ancient pyramid. I suppose if you go near the savannah, you're going to see some giraffes. Oh, I think that's a female moose, is what that is. Got a fancy horse here. Or a palomino, or whatever you call that type of horse. Pinto, perhaps. Anyway, he's got spots. Yay, go horse. Here's a moose. A male moose. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I've got other moose around, and he's not my favorite one. Actually, his eyes look all fucked up there. Looks like this moose has been out partying for a while. Hey, man. Yeah, this moose looks pretty strung out, man. I mean, look at that face. Oh, and I got lizards. Bunch of lizards. Lizards and frogs. Wiggly frogs. Yeah. It looks like a gummy frog. I should eat this. Or maybe his bright coloration is a warning. Do not consume this toad. They got some lizards. There's like a horned lizard there. I don't know what that is. A skink. They got hippo. Another hippo. I got a lot of hippos, it looks like. Hippopotami. Okay, well I got 5. But that seems like a lot for an adult male to own. It's 5 plastic hippos. But if I remember correctly from their D&D stats, they can fuck you up. Like, and from the real world, the hippopotamus is a legit threat. Like, yeah, and I got 5. Got a warthog. It's like a demon warthog, like in the Princess Mononoke demon warthog. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess he's not quite big enough, but yeah. But he's got the red glowing eyes. Yeah, I would probably run from this. Seriously, I've got a evil elephant too. I mean, why are his eyes attempted to be painted red? Well, some kid must have done that. Guess he wanted a demonic baby elephant. Here's a regular baby elephant. So he's, you know, Cain and Abel of the elephant world. Then I got Big Mama. All of these miniatures here are like of medium-sized creatures. Some of them are large. D&D tabletop thing. Like that makes him, you know, since he's standing on one square and fills the better part of just one square, he would be a medium creature. I mean, where's that other one? This one, significantly larger, would be like a, you know, takes like that many squares. So it would be a large creature. Aquatic creatures. Here, let's see what I got. I got a sea turtle. And I got an orca, I believe, with red eyes for some reason. Now, I'm finding a lot of animals with red eyes. I think maybe they all came in the random bag and the kid was like a bad kid and he painted all his toys with red eyes because he's evil. You know, that makes a pretty good giant squid. I mean, he's pretty giant. Like here he is next to the ape. You don't generally see squid that big. I got a walrus. Coo-coo-ca-choo. And golden seal, I guess. Then, of course, here's some of my favorite animals. In real life, they're not really my favorite animals, but like when they show up, what if your adventurers on their time off go to a farm? Well, that's all well and good. Look, over here, we got ducks. They're just minding their business. They move in pairs. So my ducks are in a row there. Nothing to see here, just some regular ducks. But then look at this. I got a giant ass goose. Now this goose could probably take on both of these characters pretty easily, I would think. But if they're smart, they just let that goose go. And we got what would end up being a giant chicken. I mean, he looks pretty giant. Giant rooster. Hey, you looking at my chicken? And then a giant mutant freak chicken. You see why these guys are my favorite? I mean, come on, man. Like, who wants to fight poultry? These are so easy to get, and yet so much fun to play. Spiders. Buy a bag of them at wherever you get your Halloween stuff. You're always easy to find a bag of spiders. And how cool is a giant spider's nest in a game of D+D, right? Like, oh my god! You want to be in there, man. And then they work well with drow as well, if you happen to have some drow miniatures. And then they've got some spider minions. Spider minions. I think this one's my favorite. At least from the top. Underneath he's just hollow. But, I mean, the legs look cool and he looks menacing. And I don't believe spiders make any noises like that. I think I've run more spider encounters with these little guys than I have any other kind of encounter. Well, I've done a lot of lizards too. But mostly, you know, first level adventure, you throw a bunch of giant spiders in there. Giant spiders. And all you need is your spiders and your characters. I mean, you can even have Lego men or whatever you use for your characters. But yeah, a handful of spiders. I mean, they're going to cost you $1 or $2. But I mean, why do you need to buy the special ones that come on the base that you buy and get randomly in these booster packs and stuff? Like, just giant spiders? Who cares? I mean, this looks better, if you ask me, because they don't have that base in the way. But, yeah, you know, I understand people wanting official D&D miniatures and that sort of thing. But, I mean, it's so easy to just go buy a bag of plastic animals. You're going to get probably I'm just grabbing a random handful, but probably get a handful like this in a bag. And what do we got? I mean, we got a moose, we got a giraffe, we got a snake, we got a frog, we got a lizard, walrus. Hey, score! We got a walrus. You get bears in there. Oh, bears! Yeah, I got bears are pretty common. I don't know if I got any more in that handful. Oh, here's another bear. Here's black bear. Use that black bear quite a bit, actually. The polar bear. Does he have red eyes too? What's going on? I mean, either that or that's a stain. No, that's definitely a failed attempt to paint red eyes on this. Look at his face, kind of mashed too. Yeah, them polar bears, they ain't got it easy up there. Got a narwhal. I got a shark. And yeah, that's like a regular, normal sized shark. I mean, you know, it's quite long, quite a large shark actually, like a bull shark or whatever, or tiger shark. Let's see, because like that shark could definitely eat you, or take a good chunk out of you and injure you severely, if not kill you. But then, of course, I've got other scales of animals. Sometimes some of them are really big and ridiculously big, and you can't even use them. But this one looks pretty good. This is like Jaws-sized shark. This shark can and will eat you. Shark boss. Oh, and he squeaks. Squeaky shark. Oh yeah. I remember this shark. Yeah, I got bigger stuff too. I mean, look at the size of that beetle. Where's the scale here? Okay. Okay, what are you going to do now, tiefling sorceress? Then I got an even bigger bug. He has no antenna. What happened to this guy? What happened to you, man? You used to be cool. Yeah, he lost his antenna, but I mean, he's still a bug and he's still giant. Like, that's a Starship Troopers enemy right there. And I got a much bigger orca. Did he squeak? No, he lost his squeaker. You should go on a rescue mission like in Toy Story and get his squeaker back. Oh, here's one of my favorites. Got a goofy looking giant ape. Like, this is like Kong sized from, you know, your classic King Kong story. At least from Peter Jackson's Kong. I mean, that dude's huge. And he's happy. I mean, look at that guy. Baby. But it's like a giant baby. He doesn't want to sit still. Go, baby, go. Yeah, he kind of like sits like this. I believe that's a Cabbage Patch Kid. Yeah, that's totally a Cabbage Patch Kid. But he's a little large, so I mean that could be a giant baby, cloud giant baby, or even I don't know, maybe it's just a drunk ogre or something that has some kind of weird diaper fetish. So my point here is that you've got your D&D miniatures are around yay size. You don't need to spend a lot of money on getting the official licensed miniatures, and use what works. Like, I mean, you know, you got a freaking giant beetle. Like, how cool is that? If you want, this beetle can breathe fire and he can shoot lightning bolts out of his arse. I mean, who cares? It's up to you. And, you know, snakes and stuff are pretty common in D&D. Like, I mean, yeah, you're going to want to go and get, like, a bunch of goblins and dragons, of course, but you know how rare it is you actually fight dragons in Dungeons and Dragons. You'll probably use this cow more than you would any dragons. Oh, I got a giant zombie though. Then speaking of cows, like, I mean, look at this. Well, here's the D&D monster for you. It's a bull that I painted silver. And yes, I gave him red eyes. I wasn't the kid who painted the other ones. But I painted this guy. That's a Gorgon. Like, I mean, you know, it's a bull painted silver. I mean, the Gorgon is supposed to be like a metal bull, at least in Dungeons and Dragons, that's what it is. And it can turn you to stone with its breath, and it hits pretty hard, and it's got a really good high armor class and stuff, a really good enemy. Like, this is like a challenge rating 5 Gorgon. I mean, yeah, there's not much to say beyond go to a thrift store, stock up on D&D enemies, buy like 5 bags of plastic animals. This whole like pile of plastic animals, less than $10, probably. Yeah, maybe maximum $20 I paid for this gigantic pile of stuff. Like, and it all works, and you know, some of them are a little out of scale, which I've showed you, but some of them are like perfect. You need enemies for your party, and it's just a good filler. Like, but build up a good collection of them, like I did. And you know, that's not even all the ones that I have that I showed you. I mean, like, I've got this big box full of like, you know, and I got them sorted into, you know, different classes and species and phylums. And oh, look, a giant scorpion. Remember that from Clash of the Titans? Yeah. Get some plastic animals, man. Get with it.